Birds of Prey number 13, written by Dwayne Swierczynski, art by Romano Polinar. This is the start of a new arc. So last issue, Katana attacked Poison Ivy, which broke their deal and therefore introduced this virus into their system, or like activated it or whatever. And boy, I thought we were going to get some closure to that, but no. So it turns out that in the in-between of those issues, they just are quarantining themselves and getting a antidote from Batman. And we're just, yeah, that's just done now. The virus is not out and about. So screw it. This issue picks up, a guy is in Japan, Yokohama, and he goes to this deep dark hole at like 1,000 feet below sea level, and he just drops a box inside of it, and it says 24 hours until detonation. So then we open up to Gotham City, where Katana is going on a food run because I guess that for some reason she's allowed to leave. Like, I don't know why they're quarantining themselves if it's not, like, it doesn't make any. But regardless, she leaves, and then she's attacked by this group called the Clan of Daggers, I believe. And they just show up, they throw a bunch of daggers at her. She's a little bit outmatched because she's not at her A game, because the antidote apparently takes them off their A game. And then they steal her sword, aka her husband. And so she makes her way back to the greenhouse where they're all staying, hooked up on IV drips, and she's like, they took my sword, we gotta go get it. And they're like, oh, okay, well, look, we'll just get one more dose of the antidote and then we'll head out. And she's like, no, you don't get it, we gotta go now, I thought you were my friend. And she's like, Starling steps up and she's like, hey, look, we are your friends, but like, we can barely stand right now. We are not ready to tangle with that. And she just shoves Starling off and says, I'll go on my own then. So then we open up in Yokohama, where some dude is just watching this clan of daggers pass around the sword. And they're like, whoa, what do you got here? You clearly are taking very good care of that thing, so let me go ahead and jump on in. And he jumps in, and it turns out his name is Condor. And he's a Japanese superhero who has a flight suit. And he busts in and he's like, oh, I know about the clan of daggers, or Dagger Clan guys. They're quick, so I gotta make this equally as fast. And he swoops in and he grabs one of them, like throws him up against the wall at high speeds, and takes the sword. But he doesn't know it's a sword, it's all wrapped up, so he unwraps it and he's like, this is it? Okay. Mind you, this entire time, this countdown until detonation has been going down. Right now they're at 17 hours. So then, I'm forgetting her name, Tatsu. That's Katana's real name. Tatsu shows up in Japan and she's like, all right, Dagger Clan guys, you would have killed me back in Gotham if you wanted me dead, so I figured you want to negotiate. And they're like, that's where you're wrong. And they taser, kidnap her, 14 hours to detonation. She wakes up, she's strung up from the ceiling, and just like, see, you have brought dishonor to the clan of daggers. Therefore, we just wanted you here in order to, like, punish you and torment you before we killed you. And it's much easier. We figured if we took the sword, it'd be a lot easier than trying to take you. And you'd always just come after the sword. So at that point, Tatsu's like, you're the one who's brought dishonor. You suck. And guy's like, oh, well, you suck more. Anyway, we're going to melt down your sword. So at this point, she's about to get slashed up by a bunch of daggers. Birds of Prey end up jumping in and start attacking. And it's revealed that Starling, when she put her hand on Tatsu's shoulder, there was actually a tracker there. Mind you, she's not wearing the same clothes anymore, so that doesn't make any sense, but regardless, it happened. So Canary throws out a canary cry, but they actually managed to stand up and just walk away from it, and she's like, well, that shouldn't be able to happen. And then they're like, all right, too many Dagger Clan guys, there's no way we're going to be able to stand up to this many, we gotta bail. And so Starling just grabs one of them and says, like, we'll just take answers from this guy. So they leave, 12 hours until detonation. They went down to a foreclosed sushi bar where Starling is just torturing the guy. Like, straight up just torturing him. And they're all standing outside saying, like, just let her do her job. I'm sure she'll figure it out. So then we cut inside and see that she's torturing him by saying, like, I'm going to cut out your eye, but I'm going to keep your eye intact, and then I'm going to make it look at the other eye. So that way you're going to get some weird sort of thing going on in your brain. And at that point, he starts flipping out, and he's like, oh, Condor took the sword. And she's like, all right, cool, tell me about Condor. So At that point, Katana's about fed up. She's about to storm inside, but then Starling comes out and says, like, it turns out some dude in a bird suit has your husband slash sword. And trust me, I know this guy ain't lying. As we cut to an internal shot of him smiling, like very pleased with himself for some reason. So maybe he's lying. Okay, here's the thing. The issue in itself is not bad. It's not a horribly written issue. It's not a horribly drawn issue. It's a fine issue in those regards. But for like the past 3 arcs, there has been no closure on like anything. We get to the finale, quote unquote, and like it's like, oh, this big thing's happening, and then it's just like, yeah, we dealt with it. Like the first thing, oh, we got a guy who can control minds. Yeah, I guess we're done with him. Oh, there's this Talon running around, and all right, we're done with that. Oh, hey, it was Poison Ivy's threatening to ruin all of our lives. Yeah, we got the antidote. But it's always like in between the issues when they actually deal with this stuff, and it's just, I'm sick of it. Like, I start this off, and I feel like it could be like yeah, this is a cool thing. We're in Japan. We're doing ninjas and stuff. Great. But I can't help but think that in 4 issues' time, we're going to get to this thing of like, and then it was Katana versus the Ninja Master. And then I'll flip to the next issue, and it's going to be like, and now we're back in Gotham. And Katana beat the Ninja Master, and that's all we had to say about that. And it's like, no, give me some closure here, damn it. So yeah, no, it taints it. It taints it a lot. And as such, I cannot give this above a 6. And honestly, I don't think I can really, even if it's great issues, unless something really, really pops, I don't think I can give like anything in this series a 6 until it proves that it can actually end a storyline. So yeah, I'm sorry, but you've really dampened the experience here for me.